No one? Okay, then that means I have to rely on myself now. Okay. I'll just connect and I'll start the session. Any questions with yesterday's session, guys? I don't know how many of you have watched that yesterday's session. So if you have any questions, let me know. Just waiting for SSMS to be open. And then I will kickstart.
See, one question.
Yeah. Swapnil,
That
right?
day, yes, Omil. So yesterday I didn't join, but I watched the half the video today. So that day we saw that LRS was working properly, and we had issues with the Data Studio for DMS. So if the issue was with the folder structure, then we should have issue with the LRS also, right?
That's the reason I am going to show you some things which are not clear even in the Microsoft documentation. So it is very clear for me now. I am clear with the content, but the documentation what Microsoft has given is bit misleading. I can clearly say that. Okay, so I will open up that also, and I will show you what I mean. So let me open log replay service for a second. So remember this line when I was discussing about log replay service. Where is that? Okay, you need to use differential backups. Then we need log replay service. This is the line, right? We can use
Yeah.
differential backups in log replay service. Keep that aside, and let me open offline migration documentation. So here, this is the official documentation page. What I am referring, all these things. They have not mentioned anything with respect to differential. Let me show you. Control F. Differential. See, I typed the word differential. It is not showing
Okay.
anything. Does it mean it supports full differential and log, or does it support only full and log? How should I understand?
We need to test.
Yeah, we need to test. That's it. Because Microsoft, why they have mentioned it explicitly in LRS, we don't know, right? Of course, we tested it and we came to know that differential backups are working fine in LRS. That's fine. But why they have mentioned explicitly like this? Does it mean the other migration techniques will not use differential backups? That is the question what I got for myself. So I will show you that. Second thing
But
is,
I think
yeah,
they should allow differential, because if you have bigger migrations.
yeah, definitely they should allow differential backups. And my only point is why they have mentioned it explicitly. If you in LRS, why
Right.
not in other documentation pages, right? Even if I open online and offline, both of them, none of them were showing differential stuff. If I type differential again, there is nothing. So even DIFF itself is not coming here. Okay,
My
so
my question was related to because I saw your video. You said that because of our folder structure, the
yes,
DMS Visual
yes,
Studio
it is
DMS.
not working.
But then how the LRS was working? Because LRS is using the similar structure, right?
Yes, I will tell you. That is what I'm. My next point is about the
Okay.
structure of the folder structure inside the storage. I'll talk about that now,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you will come to know.
Okay.
So we'll delete all these three. Okay, now let's start the session. So my intention today is to drive the migration of these 4 databases or 3 databases from Azure VMs or on-premises, doesn't matter. On-premises, the only difference is you will use site-to-site connectivity, and from there you will copy the backups and everything. So the concept remains the same, whether it is on-premises or Azure VM, doesn't matter. Once you have the connectivity, it works the same. So that's why I'm picking up Azure VM only instead of on-premises. Even though I have on-premises, I'm not doing that because the concept is same. So I don't want to waste my time by running on the slow missions. So that's why I'm showing it on VMs. So I have to drive the migration from on-premises, treat this as on-premises or IaaS for a second, from IaaS or from on-premises to MI. So that is the goal. And we have to drive this migration using Azure Data Studio. That is second thing. So I think we discussed a bit on in our Friday's class, right? Like I've shown you the errors, what I got, and so you know about the errors. So let me open up that Azure Data Studio.
Vamsi, this Azure Data Studio is purely for migration, right?
It's you can use it for migration. If you want, you can use it as an alternative for SSMS. Here we have something called
Okay.
as notebooks. So that feature is not there in SSMS, but in Azure Data Studio, when you have a notes, you can open that notes inside Azure Data Studio. It is well designed, these notebooks. I mean, anything that you wanted to read and wanted to, I will show you that notebooks in a second. Azure Data Studio is not just for migration. You can even use it for your connectivity works, and it will work something similar to SSMS. It has
Okay.
good
So does it,
functionalities.
I mean, Visual Studio, Azure, I mean, and SSMS has that option to
No,
use it as a
SSMS,
plugin?
no, it's not there. The notebooks, SSMS doesn't support notebooks. Okay, so I have this plugin in place for my migration. To carry out the migration from Azure Data Studio, I need this plugin. So it is there already, and I'm clicking on this. So my first goal is to show you offline migration, okay, and with blob storage. I mean, I'm going to place my backups onto blob storage, and I will show you offline migration. So first, I'll show you the error first, and then I will show you the answer, the solution for that. Okay. So before that, I want to ensure that there are no databases here. Nothing is there. Okay. And then I need to take a backup first onto URL, or else I can copy it from on-premises to Azure, from on-premises backup share to Azure Storage Explorer, and from there I can uh, upload the backups. So I have shown all these things, guys. So for the people who has joined just for this session, you might have plenty of questions in our mind, but I'm sorry, I'm just showing you like how we're gonna drive the migration from Azure Data Studio. And in case if you are familiar with this, you can let me know. I'm going to show you a problem. If you are aware of the solution, just let me know. Okay, so let's first kick off the backups for these 4 databases. And I have the Ola Halagran scripts in place. Full log and differentials are there. And before that, I wanted to check whether the credential is there. I have to use credential, right? I mean, I have to use the URL. So for that, I have to have my credential here. So do I have anything? So I have few here. I will drop everything. I will start from the scratch. I will delete this. Delete. And then delete. So nothing is there. So I'm going to create a new container inside my storage account. This is my storage account. And if I go to the containers, nothing is there, completely empty. So I'll say demo backups. So it has been created. And now let's try to create the credential. For that, you don't need to create it from here. If you go to the task and if you go to the backup and remove this and choose the URL and click on add and click on new container, and then you have to sign in. If you wanted to back up your databases directly onto URL, if your system or if your companies are not allowing this, you will be copying your backup files from the storage location to Blob container using Azure Storage Explorer. So that is the another way. So I am thinking that my company is allowing me, so I'm doing this because I've shown you how to copy the backup files and how to upload them. So I don't want to show it again. First, I wanted to show you the error. So it is picking up my subscription and my storage account is this one. I just created the Blob container by name demo backups, and we have to click on credential. So once the credential is in place, we are good to go. Okay, click on OK. I am not going to take the backup. I am just using, I want this thing. So for that, I will copy the content. Select star from sys.credentials. Copy this, and you have to edit our backup jobs. This is not required, and demo backups. Okay. So I'm copying this URL and I am applying it onto other jobs as well, differential and logs. Okay, done. So I have my Ola Halagran scripts ready to copy the backups directly onto URL. So I'm going to start full and then differential and then log. Full is done. Now I'm triggering differential. So we don't know whether it supports differential or not. Let's check that. And then logs. So I have the 3 backups in place. Let's go to the Storage Explorer once. And if you see, I have the LRS Conti, LRS demo, test 10, test 20. Differentials, it is coming here because I have not added that line. Directory structure equal to databases. So I will show you what I mean. So if I go here, edit, I have added a class, directory structure equal to database name. That is missing in our differentials. So that's the reason it is appearing outside. So I will modify that and I will run it again. Here it is null. So I have to make this as database name. So I will delete this 4 and I will trigger the differentials. Differential start. Okay. So now if I go and watch this, I have 3 backups, full, differential and logs for all the 4 databases. Okay, so now we have the backups onto the blob storage itself. Now it's time to restore them. Time to restore from on-premises to MI. So MI is my target. Managed instance is my target. And I am going to drive that migration using Azure Data Studio with the extension what I have created. This is the extension that we need to add this extension. Without this extension, it will not work. Let's go now and start a new session and I will show you the errors. So I'm picking up 2 databases or 3 databases at one shot. So this is what this is the important page, guys. So in real time, you have to go with your Azure recommendations. So you have to click on Azure recommendations and it will collect some performance data from those databases, what you have chosen, and it will suggest us the right configurations. When it comes to MI, it will suggest us the vCores, and when it comes to VMs, it will suggest us the mission type and the storage. We have different mission flavors, different missions in on Azure VMs, and also the Azure storage. So it will help us to address those issues. So I'm not driving that because this is just a test mission. So I'm clicking on next. I have to choose the databases. So view, I'm choosing MI as my target, guys. If you want, you can choose VMs also. So Azure Data Studio, as we discussed, it supports only MI and Azure Virtual Machines for the moment. Going forward, Microsoft is very keen and they are going to add Azure SQL also in this. So as of now, we have support only for MI and VMs. So click on next. So we have to link the account. I already did this. So that's the reason it picked up my account of the MI and all the fields were auto-populated. The location, the resource group, my MI server name, everything got auto-populated. And now clicking on next. So we have 2 types of migrations, online and offline. So first I will show you offline. So once we are familiar with offline, then we can go ahead with online. So I'm choosing offline now, offline, and then click. As I said, whether it is online or offline, we have two methods here, two techniques here. So one is our backups will be there on our network share, and the other one is the backups are there directly on the Azure Blob storage. For this to work, so for this, if you choose this option, we have something called as integrated runtime. I'll talk about that later. But as of now, since we placed our backups directly onto Azure Blob storage using the Ola Hallegren script, I am choosing this one. So I have chosen this one. And these are my databases: test 10, LRS demo 1, and test 20. So I have to choose the resource group. My resource group is PASMI. Okay, and I have only one storage account. That's the reason it is picking up migration test DMS automatically. And this is the blob container. Demo backups is my blob container. And I have to choose the right backup files, the last backup file what we have for that database. Offline means you have to specify the last backup file upfront. Online means the migration would continue once you are done with cutover. Once you are ready with the cutover, you will take one final backup and you will apply that backup. So that's the difference between offline and online. In online, we'll wait and we'll close off all the connections and then we'll take one final backup. Here, before the activity itself, once we are done with all the activities, just take the final backup and pass that final backup as the input parameter for this window. Okay, so that's the difference. Questions here, offline and online? Hello? Okay.
Yes, Vamsi, we can hear you.
Yeah, so any questions with offline and online? Okay, so silence means I will take it for granted. So I have to choose the last log backup, right? That is what we have, last log backup.
No.
Oh, sorry, differential. We have taken the last as differential. So I'm choosing the differential here. Test 10 differential, LRS demo. Where is LRS demo? This one, LRS demo differential, and then test 20 differential, test 20 differential. So I will just show you. I'll click on home, test 10. I'm just ensuring that names are correct. Test 10, LRS demo, and then test 20. So I'm choosing the differential backup because I took final backup as differential. So I'm taking that and I'm clicking on next. And here I have to create the Azure database migration service. If you have already one Azure database migration service, you can make use of that because it's the main service that is helping us to drive the migration. So if you read this line, Azure Database Migration Service is the one that is orchestrating the database migration activities, and it is also helping us to track the progress. Okay, if you have already any DMS service, you can make use of that. If not, you can create a new one also. So I already have one, so I'm just making use of the same.
Vamsi, one of the article I read it, if you are using the database migration service which already created by DMS, that one should not use in the Azure Data Studio. Only which is the DMS service, Azure migration service.
Yeah, that is true. So what Ram is trying to convey here is the one that has been created from Azure Data Studio, like this. If I click on create new, so it will create a new service for me. You have to use a service that has been created from Azure Data Studio, not from the portal or something else. Okay, that is important. Thanks, Ram. So if you are trying to make use of Azure database migration service for your migration activity from Azure Data Studio, ensure that this migration service has been created from Azure Data Studio. Okay, that is what Ram is trying to convey. That is important. So I have created this from Azure Data Studio only, so I can make use of this. Okay, so click on next, and that is the final screen. So what are the tabs what we have? First tab is we have to provide this subscription. Second tab is we have to choose the databases. I'm choosing 3 databases at one shot. Third tab is my MI, where I'm going to place my backups. Sorry, target. This is my target, and MI is my target. And I'm going to create all those 3 databases. I'm going to migrate those 3 databases from on-premises to this MI. And the migration mode, what I've chosen is offline. and the type of the migration is using blob container, not the network share. That means network share will use integrated runtime. I'll talk about that later. So offline migration, and I'm going to use blob container, means already I have my backups onto my container. And finally, I have to choose the DMS, the registered DMS service from Azure Data Studio. So once everything is in place, we can kickstart the migration, and it will start now, and we can monitor the progress from here. If I refresh, you'll get the screens now. See, it picked up automatically. We have 3 database migrations in progress because I've chosen 3 databases. If I click on this, you will see all the 3 databases. And if you want to monitor this from portal, the option is go to your portal, and you have to go to the Azure database migration service. And this is the service what I have created from Azure Data Studio. You have to click on this, and if you go here, we have the option monitor the migrations. And if you see, all the 3 databases, test 20, test 10, LRS demo 1, all 3 of them are in progress. So you can monitor from portal, you can monitor from Data Studio, but now it will fail. We know what the error is, so just wait for it.
So see, just a small question here. So for this container also, we have to pay charge, right?
For container also?
Yeah, we need to, there will be charge, right?
Charges for the container. Yeah, you are placing the backups, right? So, but
Backups,
storage
yes.
wise, it is very minimal. And second thing is DMS is free of cost. Okay, DMS is free of cost.
Yeah, because suppose let's say we have huge database which we need to migrate with this data studio. So if we keep the huge DB on this container, so it will charge more, right? They'll charge more, right?
Of course, nothing is free in Azure, so there will be charge. But usually storage is much cheaper when compared to other things, right? So it is okay. Like if you are going to keep bigger databases also, it's fine. They are not going to charge you more. Refresh. So this is the problem, guys. So it will straight away say full backup cannot be found. We have everything in place. Okay, so this is the error what I got even from my previous classes, but I know the solution. But in real time, you will get this error for sure if you follow the same methodology of what I'm showing. Okay, so that's why I said directory structure is very important here. And they have not given any documentation or anything related to directory structure. At least in LRS, they did say that we should not have nested folders. If you see here, where is that? Here. In LRS stands for log replay service. We already covered this. So in LRS, we have this at least a line mentioning that we should not use nested folders inside the database structures. Like it should be the blob container / database name / subfolder. If you have something like a subfolder with server name or full backup or something like it will not work. It should be like this: blob container, database name, and then all the files. So like what we have. If you see here, in my case, where is that? So this is the blob storage account name, and this is the blob container name, demo backups, and the database name. That's it. Like LRS, blob container name, database name, and files. So if I go to the files, so I have all my 3 files here. I don't have any subfolders inside my storage container. So they have given this instruction, and we followed that instruction. It worked fine. But when it comes to online or offline using Data Studio, they didn't mention anything with respect to folder structure. So this problem is happening purely because of folder structure. So how it is looking now? It is looking like container name. So where is that? I'll go to the scratch. So this is the storage account. You can leave out the storage account. So this is the container name. And inside the container name, I have the database names. Even if you have something like this, it is not working, guys. That is a problem. So how to overcome this problem? What should I do?
Container.
So I have to place them within the container itself. See here itself I have to place. But what happens if I club all the database files here? Again, it will fail because it is not intelligent enough to pick the files accordingly. Okay. So by this, what I'm trying to convey is in real time, if you are doing this migration using Azure Data Studio, if you have the folder structure like this, it will fail. So what is the right folder structure then? What should be the right folder structure?
Under container only have to place.
So under container only I have to place. But my question is, if I have multiple backups, like multiple databases, I wanted to migrate at one shot. So what should I do then?
Single only we have to go.
Multiple
Single.
containers you have to.
Yeah. So answer is we have to create multiple containers. Means for each database, I have to create one container. So this is the
Okay,
biggest
got it.
problem. I don't know why they have mentioned anywhere about this. They didn't talk anything about this. I'm just wondering why they have not mentioned anywhere. So that's the reason I pulled out from other WhatsApp group, guys. So if you have done this migration, maybe you might be aware of this, but if not, this is the solution, guys. I didn't
Vamsi,
like this. Yeah.
you did the test putting the multiple files there.
Yes. I put the
Yeah,
multiple
yesterday
files.
would be.
Yesterday we did that, and it's not working. And
Okay.
just for your information, see, this is what you will get. I'll just zoom a bit. 22. Okay, so if you see the error message, Swapnil, so they are saying there are backups from
Yeah.
multiple databases in the container. I'm not sure which one to pick.
Right.
So this is not smart enough. So to overcome this, definitely you have to create separate container for each database, and that too, you have to place your backups straight away into the container. There should not be any folders inside the inside the container also. Even the database names are not allowed. Okay, that is the problem.
I think the
This is worse.
other method
Yeah.
is working fine. The self-hosted integration, it creates automatically containers and take care of all that.
So how I was able to fix this error, full backup could not be found. I think you are there in that class. So we thought something, we thought permission issue. I've given permission to subscription level, storage level, that level, this level. No, that is not the problem. The problem entirely is with folder structure. And I came to know about this with network integration runtime, because when integration runtime is driving the migration, it is creating a separate container for each database, and it is placing directly those backup files into that container. If I follow the same steps now, it will work. Now it's time. It's time now. I will show you. I'll cancel all these 3 migrations. Cancel, close. How to cancel this? Because we have created for 3 databases.
So
All
in
the
jobs itself, we can remove that directory location, right? So
even
that
if you remove the directory structure, it will place all your backups directly onto one container, right?
One container.
It will be
In that
falling
case,
in.
Vamsi, for one instance, suppose 50 database is there, each container has to backup has to means different jobs we need to configure, right?
Yes, that is what I understood, because we have to create different credentials here. For each container, we should have separate credentials. Okay, under that container, I have to place my backups. So that is how it looks. Very, very bad, very pathetic. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any other solution apart from this. Okay, I'm going to delete the stuff over here, and I will start from the scratch. So I'm going to delete this thing. So we have 3 backups, right? I will just create with 3 backups. One is LRS demo 1. That is the first backup. So I'm going to create with the same name to that of the database, my container name, and then test 10. One more container, test 10, and then test 20. So I've created 3 containers for 3 databases. And now I have to create 3 credentials for each one of them, because without credentials, it will not work. And I have to delete this. So I will pick LRS quantity. This everything, what I'm showing, this has to be automated, guys. You should not be doing this manually. I didn't work on the automation part yet. So if time permits, I will try to do that. As of now, I'm showing you only the GUI method, not the automation from PowerShell. Tasks, backup, and then add new container. So I'm doing this for, okay, I will not this one. I have to use LRS demo, not the other one. Tasks, backup, add new container, sign in. I know this is hectic, but there is no other go. So I'm picking LRS demo 1. So it will create one container for LRS demo. Okay. So I'll just remove this, and then I have to create one for test 10. So I will pick two databases, guys. Okay, why to waste our time? So I'll just pick two databases, then backup, add new container, sign in.
See, in one container you can give full is the last one. One container you can give the differential is the last one. One container you can give the log backup is the last one.
First we'll go, at least if we
Okay.
need to test it, right? So if everything is
Exactly. This
working
one
fine,
it works.
okay, now I have two containers. So okay, and then cancel. So now I have to modify our jobs, and I have to create a job for each database now. See, again the headache, because if I run now, it will just place those backup files into that container what I'm going to create. So I have to create jobs now. So quickly I will edit. First time I will say it remains the same. So instead of demo backups, I will say LRS demo 1, LRS demo 1, and I have to make this as LRS demo 1. As I am saying, this should be automated, guys. This is not the right way, and directory structure should be null. So I'm just checking LRS demo only for one database, and this is my URL, and this is how it looks. I will copy this and I'll keep it in a notepad for a second. This is not required. Okay. Click on OK. Full backup is ready. So I have to go with differential, modify the same thing. Okay, and log. I didn't like this at all, seriously, but there is no answer for this. Okay, so now I'm taking the full differential. So in the online migration, I will take different things from. So it will be interesting. This is just offline, right? So I'm just trying to show the solution. But in online, I will be having the data coming in. So it will be interesting. So let's go there and let's check whether I have my differentials. Yes, I have my full. I have my differential and log. And straight away, it is falling under the container name. I don't have any folders here. Okay, the container name. This is the container name, and then the files. So I have to do the same thing for test 10 now. So I will go here and I'll replace this with test 10. Just wondering in real time, if you have hundreds of databases, so how will you manage this? So no one has done the migration from Azure Data Studio, right?
Everywhere DMS only, DMS, DMA.
So DMS is going to get deprecated, guys. So in the sense, like, they are not going to allow you to drive this migration from DMS going forward. Going forward, it will be Azure Data Studio only. That's for sure. I can say that. Someone was about to say something and I stopped them. Go ahead.
Yeah, in our case, it is like they just took the backups, backpack files, and they restored it. I mean,
that is for Azure SQL. This is not Azure SQL. This is Azure MI. Okay, Azure
MI. I mean, on premises to MI. I'm talking about the on premises SQL Server to MI.
Why they have done like that? Because the support is there for backup, right? .bak. MI supports .bak.
Yeah, but there's some, I think, urgent, and then they said no, we'll go first this and.
I don't know. Like, if there is support for the native backup restoration, so why you are going with backpack? There should be some specific reason. So I cannot comment on it. Full backup, differential, and log. Close and log. Okay, now if I go to test 10, I should see C3 files, full differential and logs. Now we are in good shape. So we can drive the migration now and kickstart it. What is that? What I picked? LRS demo and test 10. Okay. So LRS demo and test 10. Two databases. My target is MI, and these are the two what I'm going to migrate. Next, it will be auto-populated. I don't need to worry about it. It is offline migration. Next, they are in Azure Blob storage. So choose the right resource group and the right files. So this one is LRS demo. For this one, I should choose test 10. And this one, I should have my TRN file. And this should have my TRN file. Okay. And then click on next. So this is the DMS service what I have. It's okay, fine. Start the migration. So it will launch the migration now. So it's in progress. Just wait for it. If you have any questions, let me know. I will just close off my office stuff. 1 second, guys. I'll just close off my office laptop. It's in progress now. Let's wait for it. You can ask me if you have any questions here. It will take some time.
Vamsi, can we do stop at restore here in here?
No, it's not
Okay.
there. And it doesn't support migration of logins also. Azure DMS is supporting the logins migration. We'll get the tab, but this feature is not having that, the support for logins also.
Okay.
And there is no stop it also. So, but Microsoft is paying huge attention to this, and it is the tool that they are going to leverage going forward. So the other tools will get deprecated. That's what they are saying, not me.
Okay.
So in that case, we have to script out the logins and map it with the SID, right?
Yeah, that is the case. Just like our traditional on-premises, how you are migrating the
Yeah,
logins. So maybe they will add that feature. We don't know. We have to wait. So let's wait for it. So this is done. If you see, the migration is succeeded. Migration is successful. And let's check about this one. Migration status, it is succeeded. Both of them were succeeded and is working fine. So let's watch whether we got those databases here. It is empty as of now. So we should see two databases. Yes, I have that. And I have one table. Just for reference, I just created one table. It should have, I think it is 198 rows. So this is on the target. So let's verify this on source. Table, not this one, LRS demo. Tables 198. Yeah. So 198 and 198. So all the rows got migrated and we were able to successfully complete the migration. The only thing is, the sad part is we have to create container for each database. Again, I'm repeating, you have to create the container for each database, and you should not keep any other folders inside that container name apart from the database files. This is the folder structure, but they have not mentioned this anywhere in their documentation. Unlike LRS, at least they have mentioned it here, but they have not mentioned anything here. So we are correcting the Microsoft now. I'm happy for that. They should add that line. Yeah.
Can we check what is the owner of the database?
Owner of the
Database.
Owner of the database. It will be with some DM / something some account. I will show you that. No problem. That's a good question. So SP help. Sorry. SP help DB. DB, as I said, DB4C4, some random names. Because it is a DMS that is driving the migration, right? So that's the reason you will see the owner name completely different. And MI do supports Windows logins, guys. It was in preview previously, but now it's in public use. So if you have any Windows logins, it will support. MI is supporting Windows logins along with Azure logins. What we have, Azure AD. We know about Azure AD, right? We have Azure AD. So previously there was no such support. Now we have the support for Windows logins also. I didn't work on it. I will try to work on it because it's very new and it's very complicated. If time permits, I will show that. So this is how it looks, guys. So migration is done for 2 databases from on-premises to MI using offline method.
Offline.
Okay, so the lessons learned from this technology is you should not be keeping any folders inside the container name. It should be only files, and you have to create separate containers for each database. And now I will show you the other technique, that is the offline migration using the network share. That is being driven by integration runtime. It's a new feature, integration runtime. What we did in blob storage thing is we copied the files. By specifying them in the jobs, right? We said backup database name to URL, and we have given the path over there in the scripts. But the beauty of integration runtime is it will copy the backup files from our network share. You don't need to do anything. Just sit there, just pass on the details. It will pick the backup files. It will copy the backup files on behalf of you, and it will place them into that containers. And from there, DMS will migrate, will restore the databases. That's the beauty. Integration runtime is a top-notch feature. I can say that because you are not doing anything. You're just giving the inputs and it is doing everything. So it is completely automated. Let's drive that the integration runtime thing. And guys, if you are not sure how to create integration runtime, you please watch my yesterday's video because we did that yesterday, and I cannot uninstall and create it again. So I'm sorry for that. You have to catch my yesterday's video, but I will show you how it looks. Close this. We are done with our migrations. We're done. So now I'm going to show you the other method using integration runtime. So first thing is we have to choose the databases. I will choose the different databases now, LRS, Conti, and Test20 instead of these two because we already performed the migration. And now again, my target is MI, and these are my 2 databases. Click on select, click on next. This is same, no changes. And again offline, but this time it's not blob storage. This time it is on network share. Okay, so I will delete the backups if I have any. Imagine this is my network share. I did share the folder, guys. So this is my on-premises. Just think this is my on-premises, and this is my shared folder where I'm placing the backup files. Just like log shipping. Log shipping, what we need to copy the backup files onto a network share, right? Something similar. So this is the MSI file, guys, integration runtime. I know I didn't talk, I'm not talking about this because we did talk about this thing extensively on Sunday's class. So that's the reason I'm skipping this. But you have to install this MSI. Without installing this MSI, it's not possible to drive this migration. Okay, so I will just delete the backups what I have, and I will show you from the scratch.
One question that MSI we have to install on the server which has the network share or
No, it's not required. You can install it on the individual server, like maybe if you have any jump server or any server, you can install it, and from there you can do it. I think we can install 4 integration runtimes. So integration runtime is a technology that has been developed by Microsoft for Azure Data Factory. Okay, so someone who worked on Azure Data Factory, definitely they will know what is integration runtime. If you are not worked on Azure Data Factory, this will be something new for you. So they have built up the technology over there, and they copied the same thing to this tool. So they are using that technology here, Azure Data Factory technology. So you will come to know about that. So once we start the migration, you will see that phases. So I'll show you how it looks. This is the integration runtime. And so if you see straight away, it is saying Data Factory. So this tool is something from Azure Data Factory. Okay, if someone is good at Azure Data Factory, they will understand this straight away. If not, it will be touch difficult for the first time. So my backups should be on network share. So I have to pack up my backup files onto network share. So I have 2 different backup jobs here. One is to URL, one is to directory. So I have full differential and log going to directories. And my directory location is f:/DMS backups. So I'll just show you how it looks. Sorry. Steps, edit. So it is going to directory structure is database name. So by default, I've given f:/DMS backups here on the properties of the instance. So every backup will be going to this location. So this is my on-premises. Let's trigger the full differential and log for the databases. First one is full. Done. Then differential. And then log. So we have the backups in our on-premises network share. So this is my network share, and I have the full differential and log backup files inside this network share. Now I don't need to copy these files. I don't need to copy these files. It will sit here only. Everything will be done by our integration runtime. So that integration runtime will copy the backup files from our on-premises server to our blob storage. Here it will create everything. So you will see a separate containers with some random strings as the container name. You will come to know what I'm talking. So someone pinged. What are the permissions we need to give on the network share? For the service account, we need read permissions. That's it. You don't need to grant any other permissions. Just have read permissions under the network share. Also, Anup, the thing is that yesterday I covered this. That's the reason I'm skipping a few of the things.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No problem. So we should have what is that service account? Service account should have read permissions onto this network share. That is very important. And we have some ports that needs to be opened again. One is 443. I'll show you about that. This one 443. And since we are going to place the backup files onto a network share, we need to have 445. 445 should be opened up on our on-premises server, and 443 should be there on our what is that? MI related things. So if you are coming from these domain names, something like core.windows.net or something like that, it will connect on the port 443. So I opened up all these ports to be on a safer side. I don't want to working on errors. I got so many errors. So I opened up 443 and 445 as well. So these are the ports, and we should have read permissions. I will talk about that permission. Yeah, this one. Ensure that service account running the SQL Server instance has read and write permissions. Sorry, read and write permissions onto network share. So you should have read and write permissions. You are placing your backup files, right? Definitely it should have write permissions as well. What else? So you have to read about this, guys. How to install MSI and what are the prerequisites for MSI. For MSI, we should need .NET Framework 4.7, and it should have recommended OS for that tool is I think it's 8 GB. I'll show you that prerequisites 1 second. There are certain steps of prerequisites to install self-hosted integration runtime. So this is what Azure Data Factory, that's how it works. So these are the prerequisites, and these are the supported versions of Windows, and it should be 4.7.2. .NET Framework should be 4.7.2, and this is the configuration on the machine where you are installing the MSI. You need not install this on the SQL Server box. You can install it anywhere, and that machine should have this capacity. So these are the recommendations, what they are saying. I know this is tough to understand because this is coming from ADF. So who are familiar with ADF, they can understand it. From DBA standpoint, what you have to understand is integration runtime is helping us to copy the backup files from on-premises to blob storage. That's the only thing what you can, what you need to know. And the other thing is you should have these prerequisites in your mind when you're doing this in real time. Just ensure that .NET Framework is 4.7, and you have this configuration on the machine where you are installing the MSI. And along with that, you should have these ports 443 and 445. These are the 4 things. That is what I can say.
Vamsi.
Yeah.
So the shared folder should be on the same machine where we have IR installed, or it can be on any machine?
It can be on any machine. It is that tool is picking up the backup files because okay, this is Swapnil, right? Who asked this?
Yeah.
Swapnil, we will do one thing. I have another set of machines. These 2 are there. So I will test your question on this and I will let you know, because better, I don't want to pass wrong answers. Yesterday we had some issues. With integration runtime. So we still need to work on it, but I'm just giving you a glance.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's try the migration now. I think we have to take the backups. Oh, it's already done. Full differential log, everything is there. Full differential log. Yeah, we have there. So now it's time to go with the migration. So here are the source credential. Enter the Windows credentials to connect to the SQL Server instance. These credentials will be used to connect to the SQL Server instance and identify the valid backup files. Means it has to be service account in real time. Since this is just a workstation machine, I'm having my account here and I'm passing the same name. And Windows user account with read permissions under the network share. So ensure that service account running the source SQL Server instance has read privileges on the network share. This is very important. So I have given that permissions to the service account. Uh, in this case, it will be my account. In real time, it will be service account. Okay, now I'm migrating LRS Conti and Test20, two databases. So I have to specify the network shared path. So it is server name slash folder name slash database name. DMS backups. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Top you given username password, that is a source. Down you given username password, that is the MI. Yeah.
No, both are source only. If you watch carefully here, network share details means this account, whatever the account what you are specifying here, that account will be used. See, read this carefully. Provide the network share location, okay, where the backups are stored. So these are the backups, right? These are the backups where I have my files. So where the backups are stored and the user credentials used to access this share. Who has permissions to access this share? That account should be placed here, not MI. MI, we don't have any accounts. If you see MI, it's my username with my account, just Vamsi, no server name and nothing. Okay. And
Okay.
it doesn't have something like domain name slash username. MI is not having domain names, something like that. Okay. And LRS Conti. Okay. And here I have to specify 172.16.1. Guys, I sincerely request everyone to watch yesterday's video because it is 2.5 hour session and I specified everything over there. Whatever what I'm doing, it's been covered over there. Don't think that I'm skipping because I covered there. I cannot do it again. Test 20. And I have to choose the storage account. Pass MI and this is my storage account. Okay, so that's it. Job done. So just click on next. This will be same. This is what I'm talking about. Integration runtime. Without registering this integration runtime, it will not allow us to proceed further. This is very important. You have to register this integration runtime. So how to register and all. Once you install that software, you just need to copy that and paste it over there. I cannot talk now because it's already done, but that registration has to be done. Otherwise, it will not allow us to perform this activity at all. So this is very important. Integration runtime. Why integration runtime? Integration runtime is allowing us to copy the backup files from on-premises to blob storage automatically. You don't need to do anything. Click on next and we are done. Start the migration. So it will start in another couple of seconds. So here it is in progress. So if you see, it is creating now. It is creating the blob container. So let's go to the blob container. It will create those containers. Not this one. Storage accounts. So we have created 3 containers for the database name. So now in few minutes, it will create 3 more. Two more. We picked up 2 databases, right? So it will create 2 more. I will delete this test 20 because we don't have anything here. See, it got created. I didn't create this folder structures, containers. Integration runtime is creating these folders for me. And then, and then it will copy the backup files to this location. Just wait and see, it will copy. Again here, it has created the container. And now if I go there and click on container, that mission. So it will show you what are the files that it is going to copy. It has to copy 3 files because we have 3 files for my database. We have the fulls, we have the differentials, we have the logs. So it has to copy everything and it has to place those 3 backup files inside this container. We have to wait because it will take some time. Any questions? It's good time before this gets completed. I understood. If you're having no questions, it means that most of you are not able to understand. That I can say, because this is completely new, and unless you work on it, you will not get the knowledge.
I don't see if there are any split backups are there, it will automatically taken care, or we need to specify anything.
In real time, if you have split backups, so it will copy everything. You don't need to do anything. It will copy everything.
Yeah, copy is fine, but what about restore? It will take the order, or if
it will. It is smart enough. So it is reading the restore headers and it is picking up the files accordingly. It's very intelligent enough. It is doing that. DMS is doing that.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way to okay, let's now refresh, and probably by this time it have copied at least one thing. Refresh, not yet. If split backups also taken care by yes, it will. Let's refresh. Close. Have to wait. What is the size? Just for 4.9 MB, it is taking this much time. And how it works in real time, I would like to know.
I have one small question here. Today, I was doing the migration. Like one client he deleted one table actually. Okay, on production environment on single DB model, and he was asking me to restore the database on dev environment. So I was not able to do that because they were having in different subscription actually. So like
then you will not have permissions, most probably. You have permissions onto everything, different subscriptions.
Yeah, I have permission, but like while import export, it was throwing some different error regarding the policy actually, which I showed in the group. I shared the screenshot in the group, but later I was able to restore the database on the same instance.
Yeah.
And I provided him the table with import export option. So I was having one doubt, like suppose, for example, if in real environment, if we want to use this data studio or this DMS, so like if we have the database which we need to migrate, so like when we will select this container, so like we should be sure like how much charge it will charge for this container based on the DB size. So like how we can identify that one.
That's what I said. All these things were not being done by me in real time. This is pretty new, so I am not sure with the charges.
Because the thing, like when we suppose, let's say I have a couple of machine, I need to do migration from on-prem to cloud, which is running. So if I go with this data studio option, so if we need to think like how much,
I think this is Vishwakarma, right? I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot your first name. Dilip Vishwakarma.
Dilip, yeah.
So Dilip, thing is that when it comes to migration, you have something like pricing calculator or something is there. So we have to watch out for that information. And without practicing this in lower environments, it's hard to say. And one more thing, I will suggest you one thing. When you are doing the migration using any of these tools, what I'm talking now, so we have to be very we have to gather all the information. Okay, by any chance, if you are on the higher version, say for example 2016 or something like that, think out of the box. Don't go with these tools. Again, I'm saying think out of the box. Like we discussed about Azure Managed Instance link. So think about that. Keep that in your mind. And if you are having lower versions like 2014 or 2012, okay, and if you want to migrate to machines, Azure VMs, not MI or Azure SQL, then again it's a different story. If your target is platform as a service, then you have to go with these tools. But if your target is not platform as a service, if it is IaaS, I don't want to go with these tools. I don't recommend. We have the better ways to achieve this. Why I should go with these tools? These tools are there only to drive me with platform as a service, not onto IaaS. If that is IaaS, I will definitely go with different ways. My answers are
Yeah, for
completely.
IS we can go with different ways. Yeah,
Yeah.
there will be multiple ways. Yeah, for IS, but in case of managed instance and single DB,
Then yeah, we have to choose wisely. If I am in your position and if they're asking me to migrate from on-premises to MI, my choice will be with LRS because I have control on LRS rather than DMS. I mean Data Studio. So where am I? Okay, the files were copied here. I didn't copy any files. Here integration runtime has copied the files. And if I go here, I have my 3 files here: test 20 database stuff and LRS quantity files. All these 3 files were copied from on-premises to Blob container automatically by integration runtime. So it is copying now, and it has copied. If you see, it has given me the status as arrived and it has uploaded. Just refresh this, you will come to know. It is restored. It has restored the full, it has restored the log and the differential backup that it's trying to do, and it's done. Okay, so it skipped the differential backup. See this? It skipped the differential backup. If you see the status, it has restored the full, it has restored the log, but when it comes to differential, it just uploaded, but it didn't apply. So it makes sense that differential backups will not be taken care by DMS. Looks like by looking at this. Can I say that confidently?
Or we don't have any new
No,
transactions
we
like.
don't have any new,
Okay,
updated
let's go
pages.
with the online migration. You will come to know. So this is just offline, right? So we'll go with online migration. So I'll pump in the data and let's see whether it will pick up the differential backups. Okay, so this is done, right? This is succeeded, and let's check the other one. Is it done? Yes, it is succeeded. So both of them were succeeded. So we have completed the offline migration using 2 of the technologies, means integration runtime and blob storage. Both of them were successful, but for both of the things, what you have to keep in your mind is don't create any. Of course, here it will copy the files and it will create the container. You don't need to do anything for integration runtime, but for the other ones, Azure blob storage, ensure that you don't have anything over here. Okay, inside the container, it should be only files.
Vamsi,
Yes, go ahead.
hello. Yeah, which is the faster one in the in 2 methods?
I feel the other one, because you are directly placing those backup files there. So here the tool itself has to copy the backup files from your on-premises to this location, right? I mean to
Yes.
the container. So
Yes.
copying the large files, these are just dummy files. So the copying is fast. But in real time,
Yes.
if your network connectivity is not that great and if the files are bigger, definitely it will take time. So personally, I feel if the files are already there upfront, it will be easier for DMS to carry that activity. If not, if you have some constraints or something else, then yeah, you can think about this.
Okay, got it.
Above link states LRS also works without differential. We'll check that, Priya. I have to go through this. Yeah, thanks for that. I have to be careful when passing the statements. That's why I said let's watch and let's do the practicals. Yeah.
Differential, right, specifically, but one of the person I checked and mentioned in this link, it works only with full and log also.
Okay.
I think my
Yeah.
have to correct documents.
So let's go now with online migration and let's see if differential works over there. Offline is done, guys. So if you have any questions, you can ping me personally. Let's go with online. Am I running quickly? I mean, not for the people who didn't understand, sorry, who didn't appear for the yesterday's class. For the others, I think I have to rephrase this. For the people who attended yesterday's class, am I running quickly? Because if you watch the yesterday's class and today's class, it will be easy for you to digest. Otherwise, it will be little difficult. Let's refresh and close this off. We are done. I will delete the databases here and I will start from the scratch for online. I'll pick one database for online, or you want 2 databases? How you want? 2 databases. So I have to pump in the data for 2 databases and then we'll see how it goes. So let me open up that replication script. Okay, I will keep this. two databases, right? How we are doing Azure SQL? Not able to follow. We didn't start Azure SQL at all, Chetan. Okay, this is from, if you are from Oracle background, so it's very difficult. What I'm showing is completely very new and very advanced. Unless you have performed any migrations in SQL, it's little difficult to understand. Okay. So now let's close all these things and start from the scratch. So one is LRS demo. I'll pick this one, and I have this object, and I will insert the data. It will keep on coming. I'll make this some bigger value. I think by that time, definitely I'll insert weight also, so that we'll have control. Set no count on. Select start from some object. 198 rows are there, so I should start from 199 because it has primary key. That's the reason. And then this one. What is that? Wait for delay, right? Wait for delay. Is this correct or any spaces? I forgot that. Anyone who is aware? Wait for delay. I'll check here. Wait for delay. Wait for delay. Why I'm placing this is because if SQL is inserting the rows fastly, it cannot be online thing. So I want the rows to keep on coming. So that's the reason. So I will wait for every I'll say 7 seconds. And I'm going to start this. And in another window, we have data coming in, keep on coming for LRS Conti. I have one object here, sync test. I think we have some 4,000 odd rows. Sorry, 4,902, let it be. So I will get the data there also. SQL, sorry, it's my blog, right? Chiranjeevi. It's almost like real time. I just wanted to simulate this. Set no count on, and then do this. Sorry. Okay, so now the data is getting inserted into LRS Conti, and I will trigger this as well. And we have to migrate two databases, LRS demo 1 and LRS Conti. And let's delete the backups over here. So do you want me to go with integration runtime or storage container? I prefer doing storage container because again, copying the backup files and all, it will take some time, right?
Yeah, go ahead with storage container.
Let's see storage container for a moment. Storage container. So I will go here and I will delete everything. Delete. And I will create two new containers because as you know now, you know the structure, how it should be. One is for LRS demo 1. We can have any name, but I'm just, okay, it's still being deleted. 1 second. So let's give another name, LRS demo. I'll say LRS demo. Oh, if I give something else, again, I have to create the credentials, right? So I'll keep the same thing. LRS demo 1. It's not taking. Let's go with another name, LRS demo and LRS cont. LRS cont. Okay, I have the two containers ready and I have to create credentials for them. Let's start this one also. Okay, data is coming in, it's keep on coming. So I have to create two credentials. Delete this. delete, and then delete this. And LRS conti, LRS demo. Okay, tasks, backup, remove, add. So shall URL, add, new container, sign in. I'm doing it for LRS cont. Okay, LRS cont, create credential. Okay, okay, and cancel. So credential is ready. LRS demo, tasks, backup, remove, URL, add, new container, sign in. Container name, LRS demo, create credential. Okay, okay, and then cancel. So we have the information with us. So now let's go to full, log, and differential. Let's trigger all these three. Full, first we'll go with full. I think I have to modify here. It is LRS cont, and then LRS cont here. I think people, you are not keen because it's not LRS cont, it's LRS conti. Database name is LRS conti. Credential name is this one. Okay. Let's
Yeah,
first do.
Conti, you don't mean LRS Conti.
Yeah, conti is the database name. Cont is the
Here, Conti. Okay.
no, here it is like this. URL is without I, database name is with I. And I have to replace this 3. Good to go. Yes, let's go. Trigger this and differential. Okay, it's running. We have the full. Now we are going with differentials. Trigger this and log. So you are asking me not to go with log backups. You are asking me to go with differentials. Is that the case, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, log. So data is getting populated here in both the windows. So I'm getting the data and we took the full differential and log, and let's go. We have the full differential and log, and we have the full differential and log. Oh, I didn't trigger this, right? LRS demo I have to do. Okay, let's change this. I'll create the jobs, guys, because it will be of how to use this a lot. Differential, I'll say LRS demo. I think it is LRS demo 1, and here it has to be LRS demo. Create, differential is created, and then full. User databases, LRS demo something. Here it should be LRS demo 1. Any mistake here will cause grief, so please let me know if I'm doing any mistakes. LRS demo 1, LRS demo. Okay, and then log backup. LRS demo. LRS demo 1, and then LRS demo. Okay, we completed all 3. So I'll close this one, and the other one. data is still getting populated. So this is like real time. And let's refresh this. We have the jobs for LRS demo, differential, full, and log. So first I will trigger full. Okay, and then this differential, and then log. LRS demo log, this one. Okay, now see, refresh, we have everything. Okay, so now we have the backups, and now you are saying, let's take differential backups instead of the log backups and see what happens. So I will take differentials. I think it is not supporting differentials if I'm not wrong, but let's do it again. Differential, I'm taking one differential. Then for LRS demo, LRS Conti, I did the differential. So now I have to do it for LRS demo. LRS demo, where is this one? This one. Start. Okay, I took that. So what you want me to do now? So should I stop the workload or should I take one more log backup? Is it just me or something? Someone else is there?
Stop
Okay,
it.
take one log.
Okay, so I will take one log backup for both the databases. LRS, this one. Let's check here. So I have my differential, this one, 549, 550. So, and log backups 549 and 550. And so I think it will be the same thing. 550 I have the log, and differential I have 546 and 550. Okay, so data is still happening, and imagine we are ready for the cutover. Well, let it be, let it run. So we'll start the migration first. Migrate, start a new session. So this time it is online migration. Databases are Conti and demo. MI. Hope that I have deleted the databases here. Yeah, nothing is there. View or select two databases. Data is still happening. Online migration. Yes, I'm not using network share. I'm going with blob storage. Pass MI, and it is LRS cont. Yes, and pass MI. It is LRS demo. So this is how I'm passing the location, guys. But if you have noticed this carefully, in offline migration, I have given the final log backup file name, right? I have given the file names itself, but here I'm not giving the file names. It is just taking the container name. It's not taking the file names. It is taking the container names, and from this container, it will restore all the files. That is the difference between offline and online. Offline migration, you are specifying the file itself, but in online migration, you are just specifying the container name, not the final file name, because it is our control now. It is within our control, and we have to stop the activity from application end, and we have to take one final backup, and we have to pass that final backup. So that's how it is. That's the difference. Okay, click on
See,
next.
can we change the target database name here?
Yes, we can. If you want, let's say LRS Conti MI, and I will say LRS demo MI. That's it. Okay, we are good to go. Create, next, kickstart the migration. And it's happening now. So it will show us the currently restoring file also. So just wait for it. We just triggered that. Check here. Yeah, see, it has applied the, for LRS Conti, it has applied the 5046.trn. LRS Conti. Yeah, this one. It has applied this one, 5046. Means the last log backup itself, it has applied. Right now, I will take one differential and I will see if it is applying that or not. Okay, so I will come to know. Is that right? What I'm doing? Any questions?
Yes, I think we can take differential now.
Yeah, let's take the differential for both and see if it is applying it or not. I think the data is still getting Inserted, yes, data is still happening. So differential. Okay, and differential for LRS demo. I will not perform the log backup, guys. So let's observe this carefully. It is applying this or not. And it will take 5 minutes, by the way, for the people who are not aware, it will take 5 minutes. And one more thing is, for offline migration, this button is degraded, grayed out, but it will come for online migration, because when we click this migration, we have to ensure that all our data is there. And then if you feel everything is over there, then we have to click on complete cutover. Unlike LRS, it is not asking for the final backup file. Yesterday when I was performing this, so I thought it will ask for the backup file, but it didn't ask. And we got the mismatch of 212 rows. So when you are clicking on this button, complete cutover, be careful, and you have to ensure that all the database files were restored here. Otherwise, you will get mismatch of data. Refresh, it is 5046. Okay, how about this one? 5054.
So when about to cut over, we have to make the application team to stop. Then
Yes.
we have to take the last backup,
Log
either
backup, yeah.
full or either differential or log backup.
No. I am pretty sure it is not applying the differentials, because it's
Okay.
a bold statement from Microsoft, because they definitely they would have said you need to use differential backups. Means LRS is the only technique that is allowing us to differential backups. I'm by reading this line, I can say that. But let's watch this, because I took one differential, right? It is not applying, it is not showing. We have to wait for 5 minutes, guys. There is no other go. 1 second, I will just come back.
You've taken two differential for two database, right? One for one database, you can take last log backup. We can come to know.
I missed you because I kept myself mute. Come again. So you want me to take one differential and one log, right? That's what you are saying.
Yeah. Now you've taken two differentials, right? So if you take last after differential again, if it is going to pick it up or not, last log.
Okay, let's do one thing. I will stop the activity. Okay, so I'm thinking that my migration is done. So I'm clicking on, I'm closing the application connectivity for my databases, and I'm going to take one final differential backup for 1 DB and one log backup. Okay, and see if that is applying fine or not. So let's stop this. Okay, no problem. And here I'm stopping this. Okay, and we have the data here on premises, so we can verify. Yeah, I asked you, boss. So user databases log. I'm taking log backup for LRS Conti. Okay, and final differential backup for LRS demo.
Okay.
So I'm not taking log backup for LRS demo. Keep that in your mind. So I have to wait for my DMS for the last log backup to get applied. So I took the log backup for LRS Conti. Let's go to LRS Conti. LRS Cont, and what is the final log backup? 554. So not suggested.
Vamshi, your voice is very low.
Okay, now
it's much clear.
So the final log backup is 557. So it has to apply this file 165721. Once it applies this file, then only I can click on complete migration. Until that time, I have to wait. 5721. Okay, let's go. For LRS Cont, right? Close this off. LRS Cont. It is 46 only. It will take 5 minutes. 5721. It has to apply this file. Then only I can go ahead with complete cutover. Otherwise, I will lose the data. And how about the other one? LRS demo. We didn't take the final log backup. We took the differential backup. What was the last differential backup? So if it is applying the differential backup, it has to show me 732. So one is 732. The other one is, what is the number? 732. Okay, I will remember. 721. 732 and 721. 721 for LRS Cont. Okay, refresh. Yeah, it applied. See, 721. It has applied the last log backup. Okay. Since we don't have any log backups, I'm clicking on complete cutover. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Complete cutover. So this is how it looks, and it's very clearly written that stop all the incoming transactions. We did that. We stopped all the connections. I mean, I just stopped the transactions and I took the final log backup and verify that all the backups have been restored. So the value, the log backups pending restored value should be 0. Let's check that for a second. What is that? What they are saying? Cancel. The log backups pending restore should be 0. Where is that? Log backups pending restore should be 0. Refresh.
In that window only, Vamshi. Click complete color. Here you can see above that. Yeah.
Okay, it is
No.
0. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Refresh. So we don't have any log backups. So I can say confirm now and complete the cutover. So it will refresh and it is going to completing. And finally, it will make this as completed. Let's close this and let's go to the other one, counterpart demo. And imagine, okay, it is applying the differential. See, the differential. Okay, 732, but it's a bold statement, man. They should upgrade the documentation. Why they are making this one? 732 is for differentials, right? Let's check that again. 732.
Log is 721. Yeah.
Okay, so it has applied the differential, and now if I say complete cutover, so it is 0. Yeah.
No, here only they mentioned second point, create final transaction log and differential something.
Yeah, they have mentioned here, but
yeah,
by reading this here, statement, I'm pretty sure guys like me will get confused for sure, because I just I thought like, okay, LRS is the only one that is supporting the differential backups. They should not write like this, right? When the other technologies are supporting the differential backups, why they have written like this? I'm confused. Anyways, so it is their material.
Vamshi,
yeah.
Vamshi, don't mind. Can you take one more backup? It will show the pending log backup number.
Okay.
Yesterday we missed it. Actually, there is
okay.
There is a data inconsistency.
Yeah. So I will go with LRS demo because I have not completed LRS demo yet. I will take one final log backup for LRS demo and see if it is showing that one, like what you said. Thanks for that. Refresh. Let's see LRS demo. Yeah. Refresh. We
What is
got
the status of the when the logs are being applied? What is the status of the testing?
it
Now
will
you
be
can run
restoring. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay,
One second. So refresh. So it will be in restoring. This one is guy. So let's check the final count here for LRS Conti, whether we are in good shape or not. LRS Conti, what is the final number of rows? I will say something like this because we got some rows. So final count is 5,787 on my source. So let's verify this on destination. MI LRS Conti MI 5,787. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I should not pass like this. 5,787. Yeah, the rows are matching, guys. So we are in good shape. Because we know that is the last log backup and we waited for it, and that's the reason we didn't get any mismatch of rows. And now like I'll click on complete cutover and it has to say 1 or else we should just cancel this, and whether it has applied that final log backup. It is still showing differential. No, it has applied 152. Let's check the 152, the last one, 61. It has applied that. And
again you can take.
Okay, you want to see that one? Okay, let's do that.
Yesterday we missed it. Actually, there are data inconsistencies.
Okay. So 152 LRS demo. Okay, I'll take one log backup.
And in between differential backup, whether it is skipped or uploaded.
No,
something.
It will do its best thing. We'll talk about that later. Just wait for it. We'll click on. I wanted to see that one here. It's still not showing that one. That does it mean that it has applied that final log backup? 152. What is that final one? What we got? 350, 350, 350. Refresh. It is still 152, guys. But even though it has not applied that last log backup, if I go here and if I am refreshing, it is still 0. Means I should not trust this. I should be careful with myself. See, this tool is new tool. So there are a lot of flaws in this tool. So we have to wait for it. Still it is 152. We have to wait for 350. Anyways, we know that data is not coming now. I will click on that. But before that, I will just cross check how many rows are there on the source. LRS demo. Select top. I will say 10,000 or 1 lakh something. How many I have? 309 rows. Maybe I got some primary key violation. That's why we got only 39. Anyways, we at the start we had 198 and at the end we had 309. So we should have that 309 rows here. So let's refresh. It will take 5 minutes, guys. I know yesterday we have seen that it will take 5 minutes to apply that last.
You can check cutover now.
I think we can go ahead with complete cutover. I know we have not applied that 350, the final one. Let's wait for it. Anyways, we waited for this time.
Cutover has also maybe some buffer time to display or something like this 5 minutes. It has a 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
It is never showing as one here. So another flaw. We know that there is one logback file that needs to be applied, but still, unfortunately, it is not showing that one. Since there is no data, I'm going ahead, guys. So it doesn't make sense to wait. So I'm saying complete cutover, and let's wait for it. So it's one more thing. We are just performing the cutover without applying the last backup file. But since there is no data, it's fine. But in real time, if we do, definitely there will be data loss. Yesterday itself, when we are doing this, I did that and I got mismatch of rows. So be careful. So it will bring the database from restoring state to online state. Restoring now. If I click on refresh, so it is now appearing, and it should have 300. What is that? 309 rows. Select top 1000 rows is fine. Still in completing phase, it is not done. So wait for it. So any questions, guys? That is how it looks. Okay. See, it cannot be opened because it is still trying to recover the database. Wait for it. That should be succeeded. The status should be succeeded. I mean completed, not completing. Yeah, it is now succeeded. Now if I open, I will be able to see the number of rows. It should be 309.
No, inconsistent. It will be below 300.
No, we stopped the thing and we took the backups, right? So there will not be any mismatch here. It's still we are very fast. We should wait. We have to give some buffer time. Let's check the error logs.
Might be it's still it says that one more log backup means that's the reason it's not.
No. Yesterday when we performed that, it applied and we got the mismatch of rows, right? So we know that it's not the problem with that. So let's refresh, and since I disturbed it in the middle, it is angry on me. Okay, it is still with LRS demo. 1 second. I'll close the connections. I should not have connections. That's the reason it might is stopping me. Let's refresh for a second. So we completed all the different types of migrations, guys. So we have 2 more left with us. Not 2 more, 3 more. We have three more. Yeah, two more. One is Azure hybrid mode. The other one is Azure DMS. So hybrid mode, when you don't have site-to-site connectivity, we'll use Azure hybrid mode. And then this one, what I'm talking. So we completed all the 6 types. Whatever what I promised, I completed all 6.
Vamshi, here online, the networking share is completed.
It's the same thing, right? That's the reason I'm not very keen with that. Like again, I have to, copy those files. It will do the same thing, just like offline. Only difference is data will be keep on coming. That's the only difference.
So the IRS will take continuously, it will copy.
Yeah. Anyways, I disturbed this in the middle. It is somehow throwing me error. I will check this later, guys. I have to wind it off. It's 6:10 for me. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah.
Yeah. So the DMA, will it give us the error if we have the folder structure inconsistent for migration? For like today, we have seen the folder structure. If we have inconsistent, it will give error in DMS, right? So the DMA migration assistant will guide us if we have something like that.
Well, I didn't work on DMA because it's old tool, so I skipped it. But tomorrow I will just show you DMA also and see what happens with DMA. Tomorrow, I mean, once we complete the important things, then I will touch DMA. DMA is least, we should not use that tool, frankly speaking.
Yeah, I'm just keen if
Yes, I can understand.
gives us
Yeah.
any hint. Otherwise, if somebody's not worked, then he will not be knowing all this, right?
That's true. See, you guys are far ahead than many others. You have to remember that, guys.
True. Yeah,
you are far ahead, and even in the industry, if you talk to the best in the industry, definitely I can say they might have not worked on all these things. They might be good at LRS, they might be good at hybrid mode, they might be good at Azure Data Studio, something like that. But we completed all 3 with very good examples. As far as I know, I'm not self-posting here. We are trying to give our best. So hopefully we covered all the scenarios.
Okay, thank you.
I'm stopping this now. So I will catch you tomorrow with another interesting migration. I will just a second, guys. So someone was asking me whether I'm completing at least the things the document what I mentioned. Yes, that is what I'm showing you.
Final conclusion is LRS also accepting the full differential log sequence, and this one also accepting full differential log.
Yes. So this is the migration. I specifically mentioned all these things. So we covered self-hosted integration runtime. We covered blob storage using Azure Data Studio. And then we have Azure Database Migration Service, which I will talk about this tomorrow. And I told you that I am going to talk about log replay service, which I did. I told you Azure Managed Instance link feature, which I did. Transactional application, I did. And native backup and restore, anyways, it's quite simple. I don't want to show you that thing. Just backup and anyways, I showed you the backup, right? So restore is also same thing. So we covered everything, guys, with respect to migration. The only thing is pending is this 2. So I will show you. Okay, thanks for your time, guys. So catch you tomorrow. Ping me on WhatsApp. If
Can we check the logs in MI? Due to unable to open that.
We can.
What kind of errors?
So I think I'm using LRS Conti, something like this. So that's the reason I'm getting 1 second. I'll hold on. Okay, now I got the SP read error log is same for MI also. And I didn't recycle the error log, so you'll get so many things. Wait for it. So let's check with LRS demo 1. We got some errors, right? Let's see what it is. LRS demo 1. It is saying it is trying to recover the connection, session recovery, login failed. Okay, now let's see. Use LRS demo MI1. Oh, it should be LRS demo MI1. Ooh. Okay, inserted. Okay, how about this now? Okay, it's there. Select star from some object.
Space
Yeah,
ST
we got
space.
the data. I mean, it was in recovering state. I mean, still in recovering. I was trying to access that, so we got that 309 rows.
Like restoring traces, redo
Yeah,
undo.
yeah, it is in restoring. Yeah, undo, redo. Yeah. Okay, thanks guys. So the two pending, I will cover it tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So by this weekend, I think we'll have complete knowledge on migration. And once we complete these two, I will show you, I will talk about the interview questions, how to answer and what are the best tools. And we'll talk about that. If you have any questions, you can ask me at that time.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you,
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, MC.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.